Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Testing, testing. Mic check, mic check. Testing, testing. Peace, peace. Hello, hello. Yo, what's good, y'all? Yo, Michi, what's good? Need you guys to test your mic. I can't hear anybody. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. Okay, cool.
I thought it was Pacific time, so it was gonna be like 7 o'clock since I was in Georgia, but
Yeah.
okay.
What's the deal? What's the deal, Akil?
Not much, man. How's everything going? So you're doing pretty fine, man. The business doing well, all of them.
Yeah, ripping and running. You know, trying to put all this stuff together, man.
That's what you do, man. You got to keep it flowing.
Yep. So now we doing the radio thing now.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I haven't had a chance to really check it out because it's working and at this place and trying to keep up with this other stuff. It's a bunch of reading, brother. I'm still trying to understand it. But I do appreciate all the emails that you send me with some facts that help me out a lot, actually. More so than some of these other areas. I'm just like, cool. Man, just to understand it. But I appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Anybody else on here?
Yeah, we got a few people. What's up, Michi? I don't know if Michi can talk right now.
Yeah, what's up, bro? I'm here.
What's good, bro?
I can't call it. See what you're doing. You're doing big things out here.
Just trying to put in that work. That's it.
Yeah, buddy.
How you been? What you been on?
I've been dealing with this BB&T bank, and I started a new account, right?
Mhm.
And I applied some methods that I've been learning from the Consumerian Empire, and I got an unusual response back from them, and because now when you start a bank account, you depositing secured information into that bank or the financial institution. We're the only banks. So into the financial institution. So what I did was I assessed some value to my signature and my personal information and the usage of my social security number, and I wrote it on the signature card and I sent it in. Okay, now they started the account and they accepted the signature card.
Hmm.
Okay, so now what I'm waiting on is them to send me my checkbook so I can write myself a check for 3 million and deposit it into my bank account.
Okay. Okay.
So it's
Gotcha.
just an experiment. I'm just experimenting with them. You know what I mean? Because we know our personal information is currency. So you
Yeah.
know. So
Definitely.
I got them between a rock and a hard place. I emailed my so-called banker this morning at 9:30, and she hasn't responded yet. And the bank's getting ready to close in it's already closed. It's 5 o'clock.
Hmm.
On Monday I'm gonna go down there. Now, I'm probably gonna go live when I go down there just to see what she has to say about that because they can't. It's not like they can't close the account out because you can't never close a bank account out because we given unlimited access. So
Right. Yeah. Technically, you know,
yeah.
uh, you can open up a Treasury Direct account on the back of that account to make sure they can't close it on the public side either.
Right, yeah, I already put it into my Treasury Direct account, linked it to my Treasury Direct account already. So it ain't really too much to do, but go ahead and deposit that 3 million in there. So I'm going to go down there to see why they haven't checks yet. They don't want to send them checks because they know as soon as I get one of those checks, I can write myself a check for 3 million and have it deposited in the account.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
that's
Let me
what the
know how
letter
that works.
said. Say again.
You said that's what the letter said.
Yeah, that's what the letter said here. I'm gonna show you the letter. I posted the letter in the Secure Party Creditor group, and it was a standard letter. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll normally send standard letter, and it said when I get the checks, it says to write myself a check. It didn't say from another financial institution or anything. It says write myself a check for $3 million payable to myself.
Oh, it literally said that.
Yeah. I'm going to show it to you right quick. Hold on.
Mm.
Okay, let me see it. I'm gonna turn my video on right quick. It's amazing, man, of the information that's out here. I'm trying to turn it around. Hold on one second. Yeah. Here's the actual letter here. The hard to see. Can you see it?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's saying thank you for. Yeah, I can't really see it.
Okay. Well, let me. I'm gonna take. I got a screenshot of it though.
Okay.
But here, I'm gonna get closer to it right here, where it says, "Please make your check payable to yourself." See that right there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
On
Now
your account.
it didn't say make it from another financial institution. It
Nah.
didn't say anything. It's not saying anything about that.
Hmm.
Okay. The terminology that they're using, which is to us, because this right here, this letter is an FDCPA violation because it's false and misleading. If I'm
Yeah.
going to write the check to myself, that means I've already funded the account.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can put it up in the if I can upload it right quick.
What you plan on hitting that up Monday or tomorrow?
Oh, most definitely, most definitely, most
Oh, but you
definitely.
waiting for them to send you your checkbooks.
But yeah, because they'd already accepted the contract and with the terms and conditions. Okay. Oh, let me see.
Okay, I see it.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to take it down because it's got my information on there, but
Right.
I really don't care because all my shit is protected anyway. However, they didn't use the correct name either. Instead, they don't have my full name on there.
Hmm.
This is how they're creating secret accounts in our name.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me know how that works. Straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how they're creating the secret accounts. I ain't trying to hold you up. I know you want to do your thing, but that's how they're creating secret accounts in our names. They're not using our names that are on our birth certificate.
Hmm.
Okay, they can't technically because that information has already been secured and registered and secured. So they had to start an account without using my middle name. Okay, because
Right.
it's first, middle, and last according to the Real ID Act.
Right.
Okay, so now I got them on mail fraud because they sent this mail to my place of abode, and this is considered to be mail fraud because it's not in my legal name.
Yep.
I opened it up and everything. Yep, I sure did. I sure did. But they can't get around that because when I asked them why didn't you use my full legal name, what can they say? If you got the social security number, the social security number got the full name on it. My ID got my so-called identification. It's not really an identification bond, but you have that with my full name on it. Why didn't you start this account with my full name on
Yeah, you already knew what they was on.
it? Oh yeah,
So,
oh
so,
yeah.
are-
So
so are they
I'm
trying?
gonna
So,
hit them. Yep.
what makes you think they trying to close the
Go ahead. I'm
account?
sorry. Well,
Well,
I know they can't close the account, but they're trying to get me to put Federal Reserve notes in the account. Okay, which they can't. Which Federal Reserve notes are liabilities. Okay, so whenever you put a Federal Reserve note into your account, it's not an asset. It goes on the liability side of the account. Okay, what I'm trying to get them to recognize is the asset, which is me. I'm the asset because without my personal information, they would get any account. For all of us that's listening in on this call, who are the assets of the bank? Okay, so you have an asset account. You've got accounts payables, you've got accounts receivable.
so are you
Okay.
depositing that check and writing the verbiage on the back as far as deposit and lawful money?
Well, yeah, that's why I requested United States notes when I was signed the signature card. Now I did terms and conditions. I just wrote a terms, personal information and social security number and signature. It's valued at $3 million. I wasn't trying to be just an experiment,
Hmm.
but I know the original deposit was my personal information. That was the original deposit. Okay, so I gave them 3 assets to make money off of. So now they're saying doing an initial deposit. So when they get that checkbook, I'm gonna write out a $3 million check and payable to myself, and I'm gonna deposit it into that account.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, definitely keep me updated on that.
Oh, you know it. You know it. You know, I'm always doing some type of experimentation anyway. So
Yep. That's what it's all about till we figure out what's what. Got to test the water.
that's right. Yeah, but that's true. Yeah, because we know we the creditors of this of the country. We're the creditors of the station. We have to start acting like everybody who got that's a foreign entity, technically. Okay,
Hmm.
because they're not really that's not proof of citizenship. And I posted that on my Facebook page today. A EIN number is not proof of citizenship. So we have to get into their census information. And that goes for all these corporations, because all these corporations are foreign.
Yep.
We can mess around and have their asses deported if we understand what's going on with the system. So, but I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to let you know that what the experiment that I'm doing, I definitely updated and posted.
Most def. Yep.
Yes,
All right, y'all. Welcome to the webinar. For those who made it, and I was debating to see if I was still gonna do it today because I was kind of backed up with some other stuff, but still trying to commit to the things I put out. The purpose of this is going back to point A or ground zero, as far as getting people or keeping ourselves in the mindset, in the entrepreneur mindset, because that's really what we have to make or reprogram ourselves as far as operating out here, in commerce and business in general. So I wanted to give the opportunity for people to so I can sort of hear some of you guys' ideas and stuff like that, plans, short-term and long-term business plans and goals and ideas, so I can, so I could possibly help you guys move forward on some of these ideas. Because what I realized is many of us have some amazing ideas, but don't know where to start to get those things going. And many of us are under impression or assumption that it takes more than it actually does to get things rolling. And sometimes it just takes a little small push to really get things off the ground, and knowing your resources and knowing how to utilize your resources. So me personally, I think I'm a pretty good candidate to speak on this because I know how to make something from absolutely nothing. So those require a certain type of skill sets and know-hows, and definitely utilizing the heck out some resources. Many get rich quick books, if not all of them, can't really do anything for us at the positions that many of us are currently at. So I want to help expedite some of these ideas and help bring some of these thoughts into reality. So if somebody can just volunteer to share some of their personal ideas, business ideas, and stuff like that, and we can go ahead and take it from there. Anybody? Andrea, I see you over there. Tara, see you over there.
I have the Colindale silver that I want to start producing and selling, getting out to the public.
You say this colloidal silver?
Yeah. And I have the alkaline water that I was considering starting back up.
Okay, we spoke on that before. Now, okay, so that's a prime example. Now, tell the people what was your initial plans and the things you already had in action, and what kind of sort of caused it to come to a sudden halt, and what did you think you needed to really get that thing off the ground, and the reason why you stopped?
Permission.
She was waiting around asking for permission, so you already went. What you had, uniform shirts, you had banners, you had all the stuff, looking legit, all around the board. So you were trying to start a alkaline and colloidal silver a water business. Of course, we all know what would be the benefits of that, to the people and to the consumers of this product. It'll benefit one's health.
Right, definitely.
So one's health is one's wealth. So of course it was it's a well-needed product and a well-needed service. But she came to a halt because she was waiting to get permission from who?
The government, I guess.
The government. Okay. So what did the government tell you? That you can't raise the pH level or something like that, right?
Right. You can't change the pH level of the water source.
Therefore, they're not going to put their stamp on
They
approval.
wouldn't allow me to open the store.
So if you go back and think about that, and you ask yourself, if you bring yourself back to the mind state of what we're doing right now, it makes 100% sense why they didn't approve that, or why wouldn't they vouch for that. But just because
Exactly.
they don't approve, they don't vouch, don't mean we can't do it.
Right.
Just about everything that we do that can possibly change the world, make people live longer. Their objective and missions do the opposite of that. So we can't expect these type of helping hands.
Right.
And then the reason why you went to them because you was up on the assumption that you needed a certain type of money to start up, right?
Right. It was going to get a few dollars to start to design the store, making sure it was secure, and the water source and the machines and everything that we would need to do the whole complete shebang. But once we got into the process of getting the loan and all that, we had to go through getting the permits. And once it came to the permit part to allow the store to be operating, they wouldn't allow it because of the changing of the pH in the water. And they said, you can't do that because that's public service.
Yeah. So many times, a lot of our businesses, of course, we can do the traditional methods of, we think like, okay, we have the idea, we have the product. Okay, now we have to go find a physical storefront. So now you have a physical storefront, you need permits, you need this, you need that. And now you need permission on certain aspects to run that, to operate that business in that facility. So that put her at a temporary halt. Now, when I think about it, if that business idea was ran to me, me personally, I don't recommend starting off a business. You want to start off your business with a little to at least obligations as possible, especially legal. So, and then you want to give yourself a lot of financial headroom. So starting off an idea into a product or a service and establishing a physical location to operate out of should be the very last thing you do. You should only be looking at getting actual physical locations after the business has been branded, and the people are aware of the service and the company, because that's a move of expansion right there. So now you got so many customers, like, you know what, we need to establish locations now. And now when we establish a location, we're purposely setting ourselves up to be able to be, what do you call it? Lost the word. When you have a physical location, you have financial obligation, you have financial responsibility, and you have to physically be at that location, or you have to financially pay for somebody to be at that location. To start a colloidal silver business or alkaline water, I would simply focus on the product. I would get the product. I would get just enough to start with, and I would utilize online real estate. My first storefront would be a website.
Mm-hmm.
A website, that's the storefront. And with that website, you just took yourself from a potentially, now you would have been stuck to that local market in that one area to survive. Now with an online website, now you can market to anybody in the world. Now you can sell this product to anybody in the world. And your connection between yourself, your product, and your customer is the post office.
Right. Everything is in the post office.
So I would have put everything into establishing a website and establishing a social media presence. And I would invest my money into different people that can sponsor the product, so to speak. Depending on what it is, you can find people that have popularity in different industries and stuff like that, to like, hey, how much would you charge me to either share my commercial video on your channel, or to use my product? How about this? I'll ship you a case of our product for free. You know what I'm saying? or I'll give it to you for free. Period. I'll keep you thirsty. I'll keep on fueling you. You keep on promoting it. Whatever, just like barter and trade and deals like that. People do stuff like that. People might love your product so much, you know what I'm saying? They'll keep promoting it, and they'll be your sponsor. You know, I mean, these are the things that the major corporations do. When you think about Nike, you think about Jordan, right? Well, that was, of course, even though Jordan has his own brand, but still, when you think about shoes in general, they purposely picked, superstar basketball players and football players to market the shoes, because that just makes sense. So, like I said, I would do for product wise. I would start off with the website first. Period. Then from there, you will know that gives you room to learn your market, because just because we know our product, that doesn't mean we know our customers and we know our market. And the only way you get to learn those things until you put it into action and you test the market. So then after that, for that idea, I never would have asked the government for anything. I wanted the government as far away as possible of that product. That's the type of product that I would premeditate. Like, if we get too big with doing this, I need to prepare myself to get too big, because how far I want to expand this, this service, this product, and this whole idea, throughout the world. I would think I would get to the point where my personal life might be at jeopardy. You see what I mean? So I would start the business with no face,
Right.
with no face, or with a face that they're more accustomed to seeing or accepting doing this type of stuff. But it won't be my face. It'll be the brands of the company. That's it. It'll be like a mystery on who really runs it. Because when you start saving thousands and millions of people across the world are having health benefits because of your product, you become a target, or could possibly become a target. Maybe not physically, but they'll try to sabotage it on some type of legal or something. So you always got to prepare yourself for that. But like I said, that business right there, I didn't get started immediately. Like some of the things I used to do some years ago, like maybe 8 to 10 years ago, I focused on jump-starting businesses. So all I would need is your idea. That's it. So I would create the brand around your idea. So now we'll find a brand identity. So now we establish your logo and your website, jumpstart your social media, and then we will focus on building those social media platforms. So we'll do certain strategic affiliate marketing and advertisement with other with current popular websites and stuff like that, until we build our own following. But another thing too is a lot of us run and jump. It's cool to get an EIN number to operate with, but many of us jump too quick as far as getting incorporated. And I say that because I see many of our people getting establishing these corporations, but the corporation itself, they reap no benefits from the corporation itself, because they don't understand, how to properly document the transactions throughout the year to even gain a return during tax season, or how to benefit and leverage off having a business. You just have a piece of paper that says, "Oh, we're a corporation," but it's really not doing you no justice. You see what I mean? So now if you're not properly doing things a certain way, as far as through your monthly transactions, at the end of the year, now you owing money, in which you shouldn't. But that's because we don't know how to itemize things throughout the year.
Right, accounting.
Exactly. If you're an accountant though, Miss Atara. So that would be your problem, But if you don't know what things to itemize and stuff like that, yeah, you still be lost, because that's still a different genre of business. So now, one secret about itemizing and stuff like that, when you are incorporated, I was taught this by this guy that worked for the payroll processor. Called ADP. I'm pretty sure most of us seen that on our check stubs. We worked a 9-to-5 job. ADP.
Yeah.
The little ADP logo. Now he put me up on game on this, and I've done this method But the reason why I was successful is because I did it prematurely. I did it when I wasn't when the business wasn't making generate enough money for me to afford to have my own payroll processor. You know, all the major corporations have their own payroll processors. So, I mean, ADP is like number one. So the whole game about that, hiring a payroll processor, because going back to the reality that many of us don't know basic accounting, or just, you know, how to operate a business on a tax level in general. So but at the same time, major corporations, they don't deal with their own, you know, taxes and accounting either. So they hire accountants, they hire tax accountants and tax lawyers and stuff like that. But the secret is the payroll processor. They actually do the majority of your accounting for you. And not only that, at the end of the year, let's say, okay, if say you have ADP, as a business owner of the corporation, you actually would still have to operate as the employee of the corporation. So that means at the end of the year, you'll be doing 2 different tax returns. So you'll do a tax return, and I'm speaking language on some regular business stuff. And of course, we don't say too much about taxes and stuff like that in the other world. But as far as in this world, in business, you pay taxes or whatever. So you will be the employer and the employee. So that means at the end of the year, you'll wear 2 hats. You'll go in there, you'll file as the corporation, and then you turn back around and file as the employee. Now, the benefits of being an owner of the business and an employee is the fact that you run the payroll. So that means you make on paper what you say you make on paper. So how to leverage the game is that, let's say at the end of the final quarter, where you're getting ready to file, at the final quarter, when October, November, December, this is where you want to make all your primary investments for your business, because you're going to turn around and your plan is to turn around and write that stuff off in January. So it'd be smarter to do it towards the end, the 4th quarter of the year. So even though you can structure your ending month however you want, so it doesn't have to be October, November, December, but typically we do October, November, December. So the whole objective is, if we know we got to spend $5,000-$10,000 on some equipment or products or whatever to expand on our business the following year, we would spend that money during the 4th quarter, because our intention is to get that money back during tax season. Now, on top of that, that's general right there. That's just properly writing off things, your expenses. Now, how you leverage that to actually receive more money personally on your tax return as the employee of your company is this. Let's say you brought in on paper, let's say $50,000, you know what I'm saying, in income. But you want to show on paper that you actually brought in $100,000. And not only do you want to show it, but you want to get a return on $100,000, right? So because the more you make, the more you're supposed to have paid into that tax. Because basically at the end of the day, and this is a legal method, the IRS doesn't care about how much money you make. They care about how much money that you pay taxes on. So if you made $50,000, technically throughout that year, but you want to get a return back the following year, as if you made $100,000, which you paid into $100,000 in taxes. So you would just do your accounting. You would tally up, be like, okay, how much? So you already paid for $50,000 throughout the year. So your short-term investment on the final quarter before you file taxes would be however much the tax would be on the additional $50,000 you add on your next your final checks that you're going to be making for the last 3 months of the year. So however much that is, whether it's, let's say hypothetically speaking, for $50,000, it's going to cost you actually $5,000. So you got to pay $5,000, but you're going to get the return of $100,000 the following year. So it's a short-term investment. So your return on that might be, so now you might walk away with 20,000, but you only invested additional 5,000 at the end of the year. The other 50,000 you actually paid those taxes throughout the year, based on every check you cut yourself. Because the thing is, the reason why this is something that I don't recommend nobody doing it until they're ready to afford it, because every time you cut yourself a check and everybody else that's on your payroll, you have to the corporation is responsible to pay taxes per check, per payroll, per employee. So that stuff was getting expensive. You know what I'm saying? So so I was at the point where I was just paying myself and my partner. You know, we was getting the checks delivered from UPS and all that stuff, and it was looking great. I was looking amazing on paper, but I had a lot of other stuff going on that was imbalanced, that wasn't in order. I couldn't keep up with it, so I wasn't able to reap the benefits of the return. So definitely the business has to be generating the proper a comfortable amount of revenue, so you don't got to really worry about that. But if you can get the higher payroll process like ADP and leverage the taxes like that, and you have less liability on tax, because they're gonna, at the end of the year, they're gonna send you your finished tax returns. They're gonna itemizations. It says my network is unstable. Can y'all still hear me?
It stopped for 1 second, but it's back up and running.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. So that's that. All right, so outside of that, let me see what other problems I see that we have. Like I say, if you want to establish an EIN number to start conducting business, cool. Establish the name, cool. If you want to copyright the name, cool. Don't get into trademarks until you really know exactly, because sometimes, and test the market on the product or service before you actually get into the business. My personal experience again, we tend to go out, we should do things that we love to do, but we get emotionally tied to these different things, like our names and the service and the product, stuff like that. And depending on the type of product or service, depending on how strategic you got to be in that particular area of business. Like for instance, like 2000, I don't know, 5 or 6, I was into I had a web graphic photography and videography company. It's still up though, but I just don't say nothing about it. But I had that, and basically my focus at that time was web design. And my thought was, I say, okay, cool. So I invested the time to learn how to do web design for one. So the time and the money, doing online classes and doing paying for that, getting the certificates, and all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be one of the first companies in Chicago to offer flash design websites, the websites that move and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. It was dope, and then there wasn't nobody doing it. But the problem was the flash concept was before its time. That's cool because that's when you want to move on something. But the problem is one of the my competitors, which wasn't a direct competitor. So, when we jump into an industry, we gotta identify our direct competitors and our I guess higher scale competitors. So you have your local competitors and you got your high scale national competitors. So, but both we need to pay very close attention to, because my national competitors is the one that really defeated me or destroyed my business, is because and on top of that, I was working on a low budget. So I had the skills, I had to know how to do most things by myself. That's why I was able to do things, but it still takes a budget to market and to expand on the corporation. Now, I'm designing these revolutionary websites and stuff like that, but I had one big problem. Was the device that people will be using to view the websites. So that's when Apple first came out with the iPads. The first initial iPads was not compatible with Flash. I got my first big website, got my first few thousands of dollars for a website. I was geeked. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was on something. The website was beautiful, but my first high-end client. So I'm like, but the client had to go into a meeting to showcase the website and their product that I was creating. But 2 hours before the meeting, he tries it on his iPad. He's like, "What the heck is this? There's nothing showing up." You know what I'm saying? This is garbage. I can't do this. Blah blah blah. So I either had so right there on the spot, I had to fix the problem. So 2 hours I had to fix the problem. Well, I was gonna lose my biggest client. Now, which could have destroyed my reputation for the rest forever. You know what I'm saying? So my first possible resolution was to because at that time that's when we had HTML5. So HTML5 is like the Flash version of traditional HTML. So it gives off the perception, the look of like it's Adobe Flash, but it's not. It's in the HTML language. So I tried. So at the time, it may have worked out if I would have built the site from scratch in HTML5. But for the simple fact I already had the site built in Flash, they had something called a converter. So you take the whole body of HTML file, all the folders, you dump it into this converter, and it's supposed to convert it into the HTML language so that it can display inside onto these other mobile devices like the iPad. So I tried the conversion, tested it, it was a flop. I had stuff all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So now I lost the hour. So now the next thing is I bought this new software. It was like, look here, at that time I'm always been more of a designer than a coder. I can manipulate codes and I can get a code written. I had like coders that if I needed help on some stuff, but I was mainly a designer. So the problem was I needed to be able to design this website. It wasn't like no basic looking web. Like basically this client drew out how he wanted the website to be laid out and look. So I had to do that exactly. So that means I couldn't use those template based websites, stuff like that. You know, so I had to redo the entire website within an hour with a new software. I ended up mimicking the website into the HTML. I launched it. Boom. I saved the day. He cut his deal. I saved the client, and he's been my client ever since on residual. That to be said, I could have avoided that if I would have paid attention to my market. You know what I'm saying? If I would have paid attention to my market. So another thing is the fact that paying attention to where the world is evolving to, and technology will actually tell you exactly where everything is going. Like somebody asked me why I get into web design right now. No, of course not, unless I got a shitload of money to beat the competitors. Because right now, what the competitors are doing right now, I'm telling y'all these stories so it can make sense in your particular ideas in your lives and stuff like that. It's another company that's coming out. Actually, they just launched, I think, already, where anybody that has an internet browser can edit their website straight through the browser. So it's a web builder that you download as an extension on your Firefox, Internet Explorer, or Safari, and you can now it turns that web page into an open source venue. You can simply I'm talking about a person that has no web design skills at all. Everything is going to drag and drop and being easily accessible and usable by the typical person. So that being said, a person that goes, for me to go to somebody to start like wake up today, be like, hey, I want to be a web designer, and so I'm going to go to school for code. Like a lady told me this, she was about 65 years old. Like no disrespect, nothing like that, but for her at her age to get into web coding and stuff like that from the beginning stages into where the world is going now, that'll be a first class ticket to bankruptcy. It's like it's not gonna work because it'll take her so long to catch up to 2018. You know, so we have to learn how to jump in front of the train and in front of the bus when we jump into these industries. It's like somebody asked me, do I do credit repair anymore? No, I teach people how to do their own. No, because want to know why? Because my marketing competitors are telling people on the radio that they'll do your credit for free, even though I know they're gonna get you on the back end for $100 a month for the rest of your life. But still, they're gonna get the initial sales first. So unless I'm gonna compete with them on the marketing and all this, on everything else around the board, it's best to just bow out on that, or to develop a system where it doesn't take your personal time, which they have that now. That's why I tell people that's trying to get into credit repair business to buy the credit repair cloud. Credit Repair Cloud is gonna be a complete management system for all your clients. They can log in, check their reports, check the status, blase blah, blase blah, blase blah. All you do is manage and oversee this operation. See, we don't have time to be doing everything ourselves. It's just like okay, when I was doing graphic design, I'm just one person, so I needed somebody to be able to ghost me out in order to pick up more business from other clientele. When you in the services that take a lot of your creative time, that means you're the type of person that's always in front of the screen all day long. You know, I was in front of 3 computers nonstop because I'm doing design after design after design. You can't rush creativity. So in order for me to keep up and even pull myself out that industry and still say the reputation of my business, I had to find a reliable outsource. And I was connecting and doing affiliated business with major print companies. So I knew that if you're a print company, you're gonna have my target audience and my target clients because if we thought of an assembly line concept, I will be the first stop before it goes into print. You're not going to print anything before you see the graphic designer, right? So that was my whole thing. But the problem was, I'm just one person, and I can't fulfill all these orders to make enough money to survive in this industry unless I still reach for higher scale clientele, which I can charge more and work less. So let me see. I have a lot of failures in business, to the point where it's like now it's like one of the people I look at as a mentor. He always I learned one thing from him. He's like, if it's not guaranteed, I'm not doing it. So that means that literally your business ventures can be systematically planned. It's to the point where it's at least guaranteed that you don't lose. So if you got to invest any type of time, money, you know, at least you're gonna break over even, but you're not gonna ever technically lose by the way you established it. So I say that to say 1 + 1 = 2. You know, 1 + 1 = 2. Right now we have services out there that you can hire people for as little as $5 to do a lot of work for you. We got a lot of people overseas that's doing a lot of this work out here for $5. So we need to leverage off this stuff. I ran a whole business off that. All I was doing was connecting the dots. Okay, boom, 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 boom. That's it. You know, I want to hear somebody else's idea. Who else has a business or an idea of a business, but trying to figure out where the hell did they start at?
I have an idea. This is Renee.
What's up?
I have wanted to start my own notary business, notary and printing services, but I really haven't done anything with it, but got my notary certification.
All right, well, just off the back of that, if you want to offer notary services, that's fine, but that wouldn't be your leading service. Your leading service would be print. Why? Just simply is it going to be more money in your pocket, but it's going to be, of course, more startup costs. But the print industry, you either in or out. Like for instance, like in Indiana, in a certain area in Indiana, is literally no competition in print. The same company has a shop within like a 1 mile radius. Actually, they have 3 of them within a 1 mile radius. No competition. Some areas you might have more different print shops all over the place. But a lot of people are getting comfortable with going to Kinko's and stuff like that now, even though they're not the best to go to as far as if you have some serious print to do. Then first of all, you're gonna get overcharged. But so if I was you, I would do it's either one or two things. So let's say, okay, you say, okay, I'm gonna start off. Okay, so I'm gonna launch the print business. So that's something that you have to have a physical location for. So that goes along with all the liabilities and all the licenses and all the stuff we were talking about that you would have to establish to operate that particular type of company. And then if you look up the the prices on how much it costs to buy those type of printers that you're gonna need, because you're gonna have to be able to, you want to be able to offer, flyers. Flyers and business cards are mandatory, and then small posters, mandatory. And then, of course, people are going to want to print out banners and stuff like that. That's where you get your big money from the corporations. So I have the expensive route to start, or I have a cheap route to start. Which one you want?
The cheaper one.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to ask you right now, at this very second, do you have the money to get all the equipment needed to even forget about you need the location and the equipment? Do you have that right now, this very second, to give?
I don't know how much it'll even cost.
Okay, I'll give you a roundabout cost.
Okay.
You're gonna need about a good, and this is just if you real creative like me with spending your money, $20,000.
No, I don't.
Okay, and the bulk of it is, and you might see, it all depends on how clever you are with it. Like I would find first, we can't just get any, you can't just get any location either. With that type of business, location is very important. So you have to be in an area that's going to get that traffic, for one. So you're going to end up expecting to pay more for that location alone. Now, secondly, once you do get to the point where, you know what, I'm ready to invest into the print equipment, I would look into the liquidation sites first. Actually, my mother, she on the line right now. She put me on a few. One of them is govdeals.com. So you want to go to govdeals.com and see. Matter of fact, let's check right now.
Hey,
All
Hellraiser,
right, so
this is Akil.
What's good, Akil?
Okay, you're talking about the equipment. Wouldn't it be easier to start off, say, like for the first 6 months, just renting brand new equipment from like HP or something? I looked into that. It was rather cheap, like $200 or $300, just depending on the machine you get to do that. Because I thought about that, because I'm a notary out here in Georgia. I just haven't really done anything. I'm a mobile notary. I just really hadn't did anything when me and my wife found out that in Georgia, in order to do somebody's mortgage, a lawyer had to be there. So we kind of backed out of there like, what, But anyway, if she want to do it, you might want to look into that as well.
Well, I would say that, see, the only time I'm giving her suggestions based on what she's trying to do. So if she's trying to open up a print company, like a physical establishment, you can't go, you got to go at least, like, what you're talking about is something you can set up shop at your house, which would be fine, which would be a fine way to start if that's what her whole goal was, to start from home and build her way up, which is also an option. But if you going into trying to establish a print company, you have actual location, she has to go high end like this right here. Like this. Okay, hold on. Let me put this down. Okay, look, what I tell you, $10,000 for this one printer right here. And this is the starting bid right here for this printer. So this is a large format printer right here. You see this right here? So these are your typical printers in the print shop to take care of all your large orders. And ink is a monster too. So ink is like a huge going to be a huge part of your budget when you talk about printing right now. So look, so now we have 750 right here, 4,000. All right, so y'all, you get my point on that. Now look, make sure y'all keep up that resource right there. There's other stuff on there. Now, so that being said, what I would say is this is what you could do. This is what you could do to start your business right now, though, without none of that. Come up with a name. Come up with a website. Now the website is gonna take you a lot of time because you want to cover, when you talk about print, even if you did just business cards and flyers, you still have to have every standard size and every type of format for that particular type of print. So the website is going to be very detailed. So you're going to have to really find somebody that can work with you on a budget as far as building that. That website is going to be a lifeline for that company in general. So let's say you have your name, you have your logo, and you have your website. Those three things done, and you got the EIN number, whatever like that. What I would do is, if I didn't have no money for equipment, but I wanted to start right there and right off that, you could start placing orders and making money right now. I would go to, I'm going to show you right here, top secret. This is for you. I would go to colortrade.com. All right, so colortrade, oh my bad, colortradeprint.com. All right, so colortradeprint.com is a wholesale print company. So now typically, they only accept graphic design companies. So that's why these were my vendors. These were my outsourcers for print, because I cut out the middleman when I was doing designs and websites, because I knew the next party would be print. So I cut out my middleman. I went with Color Trade Print, and I registered with them as a design company. So I was able to get my prints for wholesale prices. So let me show you how much I was getting business cards for. Still do. So look, let me see. Let's say the standard business card. And notice when I said detail, and look at all these different options right here. Look at all this. All these things have to be singled out. So, and each one has to be tied to a shopping cart. So let's say if I wanted these 1.75s by 3.5 14 point with UV coat, that's a shopping cart right there. Of course, I got to sign in and stuff like that. So that will be tied to a shopping cart. So they're not just words on the paper. But we'll start with 14 point business cards, UV on both sides. Let's say I'll click that. You know, I'm actually logged in so y'all can see these prices. And notice I brand my name with everything I do. Everything is going to be Razor something. So this is Razor Sharp Designs. All right, so look, check this out. So now, all right, let's see, my run size is going to be, let's do a small order of 1,000. Yeah, 1,000 is a small order. $22. $22 will be my cost for $1,000. So my competitors are charging people 50, 65, even I didn't see. No, take that back. No, my competitors are charging $75. I think starting out about $75 for 1,000 business cards. If not, I didn't see them up to $125 because this is front and back UV coated. $75 very low minimum, but the max I've seen about $125. And depending on your area, if there's no competition, they're really taxing. So that being said, is if you do business with a company like this that already has everything that you need, they do all the leg work. You just place the orders and you get all the credit and the money, and you get me getting 1,000 business cards at $22, you know what I'm saying? I can easily charge $75 and still double my profits and make more money than them. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who it is and what location, I can charge up to $100. So now the beauty about doing things outsourcing with certain, your outsource is important. You can't go with just any outsource. The main reason I went with them on top of their wholesale pricing is the fact that when they ship my product, when they ship my product to my client anywhere in the world, right? I don't got to go to no post office. I don't got to do none of that stuff. But pop over my laptop, put in the order. You know what I'm saying? But the icing on the cake is the fact that when they ship your product to the client, it's not going to have their company name and logo. It's going to have yours on it. Because perception is reality, right? It'll look kind of fugazi if you got another company sending your, like, wait a minute, I thought, what's your company name? I'm like, who is Color Trade Print? No, if I ship my client an order, they're gonna get a package from Razor Sharp Designs and Media or Razor Sharp Designs and Print. So it don't get no better than that. And literally, you can run your business forever like this. It all depends on what you want to do. Because if you start this first, you might get so comfortable, like, wait a minute, why would I even risk and have all this liability, doing all this other stuff and investing all? I could just, work on. See, now with this, all you have to, with this type of relationship with your business, with a print, running a print business, all you have now, the majority of your money can go into investing into promotions, marketing. You see what I mean? That's it. So that'll be that. So does that answer your question, Rena?
Yes. Yes, it does.
So that to be said, no excuses, Rena. Let's get it cracking. It's all
Okay.
started today. You can start something today. Let's start with the logo. Let's get the vision. Resources.
Okay.
They're right here.
You just taught me something too, dear brother. You just taught me something too. Hey,
what?
Even though we learn on a daily basis, and you just taught me something as well, as far as going through canceling out that middleman.
Absolutely.
Because I was like so fed up with the person I get as far as putting up through, and they charging me all this money, and I'm like, damn, this was simple. I could just send my logo and the cover, do the cover stock, and pay $22.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Somebody owe me some money.
Hey man, I'm gonna show y'all something, man. It's gonna have a lot of y'all mad, but I ain't. I don't be giving up this secret a lot, man. Y'all gonna get it today. Y'all want it? Y'all want it or not? Somebody gotta say yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So this resource I'm gonna show y'all right here is covers a multitude of different areas of business in general that you're gonna be able to find something on this website that you can benefit from off your business, and it's gonna be at just a disrespectful cost, like not to you but to the industry. It's websites like this that really make, like, as me having a web design company, and these are the type of websites we didn't want y'all to know about, because it was like it's insulting, So some of y'all might know about it, just might not be utilizing it. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all this. This goes back to, no matter what type of business we're doing, you're gonna have to have certain things, promotional items. So you're gonna have to have your flyers, whether it's physical or digital. You're gonna have to get the logo design. You're gonna have to build up your social media. You're gonna have to, fancy it out and stuff like that. You're gonna have to do promo videos. You're gonna have to do all this stuff. And then, like, most of us don't know where to even start to get this stuff done, who to go to, let alone do it themselves. Me personally, I know how to do all of these services personally myself, because I had to, because of the business I had. And I could have very well went into the business. Let's say if I knew about that resource first, which I didn't. If I knew about that resource first, I could have did the same thing we were talking about with the print. I could have said, well, I've got to learn how to do web and graphics. I could just outsource them, and just, many people do that. But this is the problem with doing stuff like that, because I know people that have selected doing things like that, but end up stepping on their own 2 feet and fumbling the ball and ruin the reputation of the company, because it's a huge liability with that. When you're talking about certain like services, like and creative services, like when you're doing somebody's website, graphic design and stuff like that, it's like to outsource that to somebody else, I would need that person to be either real close to me, or I need to be a reputable source. But even though this source is reputable and it does give you your order back, for the most part, whenever you pay for it. Sometimes these people fall off the face of the earth, don't deliver in time, or simply don't deliver what you need for your client. You know what I'm saying? So what happens when that happens? That means somebody has to fulfill that order because they already paid you. I don't do anything without getting paid first. So that means if somebody pays you, now you're obligated to that person. So in that case, I took the time to learn these things first. So when that happens, I could just fill in the voids and get the job done, and that wouldn't sacrifice my business. You know, I feel like you should always know something of what's going on first, just in case you got to jump and take charge.
What's that website?
All right, here we go. Some of y'all might know it. Fiverr.com. Graphic design, digital marketing, writing and translation. That means if you need scripts for commercials, if you need videos and animation, music and audio, I've outsourced them for pretty much everything they have. So look at this. I would design your flyer within 12 hours for $5. Who could beat that? I can't beat that. Don't come to my company and ask for $5 flyer. I'm not gonna do it. I need $50. I need 50 at least, but you know what I'm saying, for it to even take my time. You know, so but now now I got to the point where I like to personally do work, because when people coming to Razor Sharp Designs, they was coming for Razor Sharp Designs. So I had I could not really pass no work down like this. So I was really doing all that work until it got to certain points where I was doing affiliated marketing or ventures with other companies, and they like a lot of print companies, they want you to do template-based flyers. Like I was always doing everything from scratch. I feel like that was the authentic way of doing things. If they come for me, okay, you're gonna wait for this sauce. So my turnaround time is 45 to 72 hours because it's taking my creative time. But if you're using a template, it's like, okay, you can slap that together in 10, 15 minutes. So that's what they was expecting. So I had to break my whole, pat with myself and to my clients. And I'm like, you know what? I have to, because I can't produce 15 orders a day for this guy. Send me 15 orders at 10 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, sending me an email. So how we looking? I mean, like, what you mean how we looking? Like, it's still the same day, but he was expecting the orders to be back. So that challenged me on my personal turnaround time, and I had to leverage my resources. So that changed the game for me. So, but the point is that if I needed to outsource, I would find a reputable person that I would find one person on this website, and I would keep dealing with them as long as they kept on filling my orders in time. I give them, I'm ordering that $5, and I'm gonna give them a $5 tip, and they're gonna be done in 12 hours, and I'm gonna profit $40 if I'm charging $50 for a one-sided cover. So I profit 40, if not 45, depending on if I tip. The client gets their work, I get my money, and guess what's up now? So instead of me being in front of a computer for an hour and a half designing a flyer from scratch, I could be using that hour and a half to make more money. So it boils down to how much time is it taking you to run your business. So we have to figure out how to put our business to an automated stage, because at this point I can't be put in no position to be idolized in one physical location. I need to be able to travel. Whatever my business offer, I need to be able to offer that and function fully off my laptop or even my phone. 90% of all my businesses I can do off my phone now. And I need that based on the life and my lifestyle I'm trying to live, and I need to live. You know what I'm saying? So I was working harder working longer and making less money. So if I can get the job done, fulfill the orders, and have my time, that's the type of business you want to have. So I'll let y'all go and venture off into this website, but they do everything from websites to all type of stuff. You name it, they do it on here. So let's look real quick. Logos. This first thing. Now they went up on their logo prices. Some people getting ridiculous on here, but this company been out for a while, so everything's not $5 no more. But you still find those that still trying to. What they do is you'll find the new people that's trying to build up their name and their reputation, and you still catch $5. All right, so let's say logo. Okay, logo design within 8 hours. Okay, with 8 hours, you can get your logo for $35 right now, or you can get it for $20, or you can get it for $600. You see, dude, right here. And people are still paying him $600. You see, he got 19. So that's 19. He got 19 reviews from that. $8.75, $80, $45. It just varies now. Like when it first came out, everything on the planet was $5. I had commercials with people jumping out of parachutes, all type of stuff. 24 hours, $20. This type of stuff we can't beat. If we knew about these resources, we wouldn't be at a standstill trying to figure out what to do, how to start our business. I used to jumpstart people's businesses in 48 hours. I'm talking about logo, website, EIN, corporation, everything. Social media, everything set up for them, 48 hours. All right, I'm gonna let y'all dip and dab in that, so y'all get my point on that. Boy, y'all lucky I gave that one away. Don't tell nobody I told y'all that. All right. All right, so what's the next issue we have with businesses and starting them? I would say, okay, so now let's say we already got past the point of getting everything done, all the fundamentals, logo, website, we got everything rocking and rolling, ready to go. Now we got to make money. So how do we make it make money? Now this is a huge hurdle for a lot of us. It took a while. Well, not a while. It took a while for me to figure out how to really turn my businesses into actual. Well, it's one thing. I'm talking about money that you can actually live off of and survive over, because we got different levels. So one, we got to start generating our first dollars. Then second, we have to survive. So that whatever we doing, whatever that business is, we have to be able to survive. When I say survive, meaning like, yeah, you literally just surviving off that joint, but that's what most of us do on a regular 9-to-5 job. We just barely survive. It just pays the bills. You know what I'm saying? So first it's just generating money, and then it's generate enough money for you to survive off of. And then the next level we need to get to is actually living off what we do. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main objective, is actually living. So once we start living off of what we do, now it's all about building wealth off what we do. So that's when we start. Now we bossing up, and now we making some severe power moves to take things to the next level. The easiest way is that I've seen our personal experience, and because of the competition and what the world is today, the easiest way and most guaranteed way to be successful in whatever you're doing is to make your business you. You have to be your business. meaning that let's say, okay, Atara, she sells, okay, the alkaline water, colloidal silver. She has to become that business, meaning that when they think about that water, they think about her, or they think about whoever represents that company. They think about, they have a certain, because I say that to say this. People draw to people before they draw to like a service. Now, this is different. Now, if you have a product, when you have a product, it's a little different. If you have a good product, as long as you're on the right markets, because you can utilize, Amazon, eBay, and all of these internet store markets to jumpstart your business. If you have products, it's, if you have products, it's enough resources out here to sell your product, because they want to make money off your product too. That it's 10 times easier to sell a product. But if you have a service you're providing, you have to become that service. So let me correct myself on that. If you have a product, as long as you're getting that product for the cheap, for the low, for the dirt, and you're able to utilize, and you know how to utilize the platforms that's made for selling products and merchandises, you're gonna win. 1 + 1 = 2 on that. If you want to sell a service though, that's a whole nother ball game right there. A service, what I've seen is that people gravitate towards services that have somebody, like it's like yo, I'm a fan of Michi, so whatever Michi put out, I'm gonna buy. You see what I mean? Because it's like it gets to the point where like the service is cool, but because I mess with you, because I mess with Michi, I'm gonna buy the service and the product. That's what it ends up boiling down to. So you have to become the product, and how you become the product is that, let's say if we were talking about the alkaline water and colloidal silver and stuff like that, things like that, you need to show people how it benefits you in your life. So that means you have to be your own celebrity. That means you have, start your YouTube channel. People need to let people in your health life. You know what I'm saying? Like show people teach people your recipes on health, and this, like, you have to be like it's best if you would be a health person and a health giver in general, and then the products it's just an extra offering that you have. But every week they should be like, man, what is Tara up to today? What's she eating today? What's she eating? What do you eat doing? Like, how do you do, like, all type of stuff? Like, people be wanting to know that. Like, what do you do? How do you do that? And then the products, everything else, just you give yourself in exchange for the service and the product. If you commit to giving yourself to the public and to the world on a weekly basis, on a consistent level, as it pertains to your product or your service, all you have to do now is just have a way for them to find your product, and that simply is putting a link to your website to buy in the description. So it gets to the point where, because I'm not a salesman, you see what I mean? Some people just know how to sell things. Some people can just sell water to an elephant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that type of person. It's like, if it's a good product and a service, if I believe in it, I can sell it. If I don't believe in it, I can't really sell it. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for me just to give myself, and then I actually had what I can tell you what comes with me. With me, I have this, and that. You're like, oh yeah, let me check that out. Oh, here you go. So it comes with the package. So the more I commit to giving myself, the more I'm able to, I guess, quote unquote, sell the things that I have to offer. And of course, I'm only speaking on things I know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that to say that I've had plenty online stores. You can ask my mom; she's online right now. I was starting my first business at like 14 or 15 years old. I started my first. I failed like at least 65 times. So I just got to realize, like, you know what? This is the problem. And part of the problem was I was always the one behind the camera. People need to see you. You know what I'm saying? People need to see you. They need to feed off your personal vibration and your energy. That's ultimately what sells a genuine service or a product. you know, unless you're just a great, like I said, if you're a great salesperson, good, you know what I'm saying? Or you have the money just to purchase certain marketing and promotion for yourself, you just sit back. But other than that, starting off from scratch with not a lot of money to put in these different things, the easiest and cheapest way is to give people a piece of you. You do that, I guarantee you'll see some success. And you always, as long as you make sure you have what you need, what you have to offer available to them. So don't start giving yourself if you don't have your foundation established. If your website is not done, hold off. But if all that stuff is already set, ready to go, you ready to accept income, press go and press record. Just find something that you can commit to on a weekly basis. You can do it at least one time a week, great. Personally, I wish I could commit to doing a video every day. I literally can't, because I don't like to be on video. To be honest with you, some people like just being on video. If I was the type of person that's like being on video, I would be a millionaire by now. I just literally cannot stand doing these videos. I'm just being honest. I like to do them, but it's hard for me to gather up the energy to do it and stuff like that. But I like to do it, but it's like, I'll be like, all right, here we go. Stuff like that. Because I got to prep myself up for it, because it's no telling what my mind frame is before I do the video, because I got all type of other stuff going on. But I have to commit to you guys in order to commit to myself. And in return, like, everybody wins, type, you know? So that's my thing. So whoever's camera shy, join the club. Believe it or not, I am. I don't know if y'all been listening to the radio stations lately when I've been doing it, but I'm not comfortable. I don't like being on there. But I got to do it if I want to spread the word and build this brand. So I just have to do it. So I can't waste time being like prepping myself, doing all type of stuff like that, or thinking like, what if this, what if that? I just literally at this point, the second I think of an idea, I put it into action immediately. I press go and just show up. What I realize is the half of the job and half the battle is literally just showing up to practice. Showing up. Once you get there, it's like you just obligate yourself to the situation. You gotta stand. It's like I can't get to the radio station, don't say nothing, and it's like I have to be there, and that's like I obligated myself to this. So like if we could just psych ourselves into showing up or purposely obligating yourself to something, it's like okay, you live in a rural area. It's like I know I have bigger business downtown. Okay, let me obligate myself to something downtown. Let me obligate myself to some people downtown. So guess what happens? You're gonna naturally receive the energy from being in these different areas with these different types of people that you know you need to be around, having these discussions that you know you need to have, and building the network with individuals you know you need to be on, because it's not gonna happen in your house. The opportunities and the people are not gonna find you in your house. So it's like we got to get out in the world. Yeah, I was stuck in my house, and now I'm a person that was actually stuck in my house. I was stuck in my house for like 4 years for different reasons. From 2010 to like 2000, I think for two solid years I was stuck in there. First 2 years I was stuck in my house because I was just in a neighborhood that you don't even want to look outside the window. The second reason is because that was when I was going through my transition, when I was like a huge conspiracy theorist. That's when I was realizing like the world is really like, you know what I'm saying? That's when I was reading the Children of the Matrix and the reptilians and all that stuff. So it's like that type of stuff, it's hard for you to have fun when you ingesting that type of information. So I was going through that stage, so I wasn't making a lot of money. I was making just enough because I was stuck into all the world is so corrupt. But I had to pull myself out of the world so corrupt, realize you still got to make money and build a certain level of success to survive in this corrupt world or whatever like that. So then it was the 2013 to like 14. I was stuck in my house, but I was stuck in my house because I was working. And, you know, the money came to me. I was like Neo, knock on my door, what you need? I'm like, here you go, you're gonna get this from me, you know? So it was like, I felt like, you know what, this is cool. I don't need to leave my house. You know what I'm saying? I was proud to be able to fully survive completely, pay all my bills and not leave my house, literally. But certain situations, well, I was actually forced out of the house because I had an outfield, except the outfield wasn't me. The outfield was one of my brother and my business partner, but he had transcended uh, uh, late 2013, 14. So I was forced to play both sides of the fence now. I was forced to be the infield and the outfield. So I had to get myself out that rut, get comfortable being around people again, talking to people, and just figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what happened. But we have what website you need, Idris? Which one?
Oh, thank you. Young lady gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we have to force ourselves out of these situations and into the situation that we want. First stage is visualizing the things we want, visualizing the things we want to do. Anything we watch on TV, if I can't get nothing from it, like a certain type of energy from like a TV show I'm watching that I can use in my real life, I'm not watching it. So whatever I watch right now relates to what I'm doing right now or what I plan on doing. And I literally use certain things, certain elements out of certain things I see, because those things are real. We can use those things for ourselves. If y'all want to know some TV shows to watch, I can tell you. Blacklist, Billions, if you're talking about money and business, Billions, House of Cards, and of course, you want to do y'all like the street still, Power, but you know, but these things all complement me and what I do and what I intend to do. So those are things I watch or give my energy to. But okay, another problem I see is people we're stuck at the jobs that we're currently at. That's one of the hardest things to break is that job, is that job chain. And I've told people this many times that I'm professional at walking off a job. The second that job starts to take more energy that I think that I need to be investing in, I don't know. It's like this. At every job, I'm gonna find a way to do me while I'm at the job. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I was working in a warehouse, and that's when I was doing I first started my little talk shows and stuff, my audios, and I was able to pull it off because all I had was my earpiece in my phone, you know, my earpiece in my ear and my phone in my pocket or whatever. So as I'm doing on the assembly line, I'm doing a whole show, doing a whole show, you know. Or I was in the middle of writing a book or working on an album or something like that, but I'll have a notepad on me, taking notes, doing this, thinking of all my creative ideas while I'm sitting on the assembly line for 12 hours. I'm jotting it all down, utilizing everything. As soon as I get out, punch out, as soon as I get home, I'm putting some of those ideas into work, and then I fall asleep. But I'm never dedicating everything to this job unless I'm part owner. But in most of our situations, that's not the case. No, we ain't nowhere near part owner, so they don't deserve the majority of your time. The majority of your time is your life. You know, your time is the most valuable thing in the world. My time is worth more than money. That's why I didn't turn down so much money because it required too much of my time, and it didn't add up based on what it was. But if we need to leave our jobs to pursue our dreams because the job that we work in doesn't put us in a position to pursue our dreams or support our dreams. Some of us have jobs that if we just knew how to leverage that job, we actually can benefit off having that guaranteed check coming in and we able to leverage that to build what we're trying to build, take ourselves off it. Some of these jobs are not set up like that at all. It takes just too much of your time. Like for any job that don't require any, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose of being there. Like you shouldn't be there if it's not nothing you want to do. Because the more you're gonna become, it's almost like this concept right here. It's like the further you chase things outside of yourself, is the further you come and move yourself away from yourself. So the faster, if you want to lose yourself, keep doing things that don't influence you or fuel you and what you want to do. Like it's never gonna work. Like it's easier to survive out here than we think it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like those hours do not add up like they think. It's like if we're still going check to check, it's not adding up. It's not adding up because right now we have companies out here that you can start controlling your own time and still making money. You know what I'm saying? We got Uber and Lyft right now. You know what I'm saying? So these are the different things we can start doing, investing into our business, our ideas and stuff like that. Definitely find mentors and get around other people that have their own business and stuff like that. That's the easiest way to trick yourself, because the conversation gonna be different. I'm gonna have, I don't even know who I have. Like I don't even have any close friends that don't have a business. I don't even know them. Like I have them, but it's like we don't like those. Not like my immediate circle who I spend my time with. It's like, because my thing is like, what are we talking about? I need to be able to exchange and transfer energy on a constant basis every time, because that's what we're doing every time we looking at somebody in their face. It's an exchange of energy. So they're gonna be talking to you about something. So either they're gonna be taking energy from you, or you're gonna be giving energy to them, or vice versa, all in the same. But so if it's not a transfer, that means they don't have anything equal to give you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because they got to be at work at 6. That's all they care about. But if we have anybody that has a like, if you get to the point, like I used to go to work like just disgusted. I used to take like 35 bathroom breaks. You know what I'm saying? Be in the bathroom. Like actually the last job I had, I got sent home, and I don't know if I got fired or I just never went back. But maybe I got fired, but just didn't know it. That was a nice way them fire me. It was like I went to the bathroom, and I was on the phone like, man, I hate this motherfucker. Blah, blah, blah. I was going in, and sure enough, the owner was right outside the bathroom on his car talking about, you can go home. I'm like, all right. I went home, and that was the last time I seen that one. But if it's to that point, we just need to walk off anyway. And then when you walk off, you realize, like, damn, I really didn't need this house to survive. You really can find a means and find a way. Like, we literally can. Like, I don't know. It's one thing I can't take disrespect, and I can't take not being treated with the amount of value that I have. If I worked a place that treated me with appreciation, the value that I know I have, and that I give to the place that I'm working for, because I always give value no matter what I'm doing. I can stay there a little bit. I might be able to wing it out, but most of these places don't give a two shits about you at all, especially if you work in a factory job somewhere. But let me see. Let me get one more business idea. Who else got a good business idea they're trying to get off the ground? Trying to figure out where the hell to start. Make sure y'all unmute y'all mics if y'all talking too.
Crazy, can you hear me?
Well, hey, bro, I'm trying to start my own business right now. Actually, I got a business already started. I think we talked about it, doing telehealth. Pretty much the expert in this area, in this field right here. So we've already done the documentation that's necessary to get your business registered. And then what we're going to start doing is actually putting together our, what you can call it? Get tongue twisted all the time. But basically how we operate our business, we're putting all that together, and we got the lawyers signing off on it. And I use Jet Lawyers. So they go ahead and put all your documentation together for you. They get your EIN number for you and all that. So we're at the base of our business, but we already got people who's trying to hire us for bigger things. And in this field, if you don't know your stuff, I mean, this is a field you really have to know what you're doing, but it gains traction real quick. And it's not an overnight program, but if you ever pay attention to it, all the medical facilities are now starting to use telehealth technology into your homes, into your cell phones, onto your computers. So that's what me and my team are in right now. And we just had to walk away from a deal for $88K. We gave them $88K, and that's actually a small price for what the company wanted to do, but because of their infrastructure, their morals and ethics, we had to walk away.
Mm-hmm. So what's your game plan to initiate that?
So being that we're already in the government and we have inside information that lets us know that, that they're going to be looking for these services outside and about, we're going to set ourselves up so that we can appropriate government funds and also the patients that the government needs, as well as expand off of that. We have, I have people in different states that are already ready to set up cells. So we'll set up cells and remote cells in those locations, and then we'll just build from there.
So you already have a team and stuff like that ready to go on this, or that's moving on this.
Right.
So you don't have any issue then. So you already have a plan and stuff like that. What's the roadblock?
Well, with this program, it does take quite a bit amount of financing. Most of the equipment that we need starts at like $23,000 just for one piece of equipment. But we would need this in about like 4 to 5 different sites. We could start in the South because everything here, everybody's pushed out in remote hospitals or remote. So you get about 4 or 5 locations built like that. That's going to take you around 20, maybe about $40,000 per site to build. So we're looking at an average, maybe about $116,000 just to get started on that. So right now we're getting ready to try to start write grants for these programs because they do have like a rural health grant that we can get. So that's our way of doing this. But if you have any advice on any other ways we can do it, that would be great.
Okay, so you say each unit is about 20 grand. You need what, 1 unit per facility?
And in a perfect world, you want to have anywhere between 4 to 6 per facility. And 4 to 6, you can either have 4 to 6 individual rooms, or you can have a conference room and then 2 individual rooms. But the items, they run about $20,000 a piece for them. And when you get them, it's like you get a life cycle deal with them, as well as the software and the item itself. So if the item breaks down, you just turn it back into the company and they give you a replacement.
So starting off, you think you need about at least 4 of these units?
About 40 just to start.
40,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, how many people in the team that's on board?
3.
3. All right. So you guys already, of course, incorporated and all that stuff, right?
Right.
Okay. So considering that, so if you guys had that 40,000 to get your startup units, you guys then be able to expand the market, start making money, basically, right?
Yes.
And from that money, you'll be able to establish more units, right?
First, all the money comes back into the company, gets reinvested, because individually we're not hurting for money. This would be a second job for us, but we would probably employ somebody to run the stations and then just make sure that everything is being run by the books, like how it's supposed to run. We just do oversight.
Okay. All right. So what I would do is I would do a meeting and just, put all our cards on the table. So we have 3 people right now. So that means, of course, the objective is not to go in our own pockets personally, because it wouldn't be necessary anyway. But what we do is, if all we need is 40,000, first we need to see where everybody is as far as credit wise.
Mm.
Brother, one person, all really what you need is one person that has a score. You know what I'm saying? So if everybody at least has 580 and up, you can start running with some stuff. But if at least one person has a 620 at least, or 640, you can easily get that 40,000 and leverage just off that one person. But if everybody is at least past that 600 point, it's no reason why y'all shouldn't be able to get that 40,000. And you do it like, see, I know when we talk about business and stuff like that, we automatically think of like, oh my God, we gotta write this business plan, we gotta go to this bank, we gotta put this presentation together. We ain't gotta do none of that stuff. So I'll be like, you know what you looking like. I will figure out what my other two partners look. It's three all together, right, including you.
Right.
I will see what they looking like. Flat out, look here. Who got the scores? Who got what? So we know we're running with, and from there we're gonna leverage off everybody's personal scores. Because then of course we got the corporation. Now, corporation hasn't established credit yet, right?
No, we haven't used
Okay.
it yet.
And what kind of corporation is it? LLC?
The LLC.
All right. And how long has it been established?
About 40 days.
Okay. So this is the thing about that. Because the incorporation is still young, it's gonna need you guys to personally vouch for to establish credit for that corporation until it established credit. Usually, that most lenders look at a corporation where if you need at least 2 years history up under your belt before you can start applying for corporate credit right off the bat. But during that two years, you guys are building up small credit accounts through certain vendors and stuff like that to get small trade lines and stuff like that. But until then, you can still get that business loan though. But what's going to happen is when you guys do the application, you're gonna. I mean, we got lenders right now that we got one person that has a 620 and above. We got loans going for 50,000 right now for 620 and up. I'm sorry, I take that back. No, it's a 680. It's another one. I think 620 you can get up to 25,000. But you don't even have to do that. See, we don't have to get all the money from one source because if everybody has the bare minimum amount personally. What we can do is first I would establish lines of credit for each individual person. So what I personally do is I would encourage each one of us to go to our local credit unions or some of the federal credit unions like PenFed, Tower Financial, Navy Federal. If you got somebody that can sponsor you in, I know they are letting friends and family in right now. Credit union, I say credit unions because they tend to lend more money. You see, and not only that, they lend more money at a low interest rate. And the payback is ridiculous. Like the loans with Navy Federal, you just pay back 2% of the debt. You see what I mean? So, so what happens is, what we can do is if you establish a relationship with the credit unions, you guys with a decent score, an okay score, you can easily personally establish lines of credit with 10,000 apiece. You know what I'm saying? So now you got 10, 10, 10. That's 30,000 right there. So from there, but that's 30,000 just on reserve. And that's something small, especially coming from a credit union. So those are small. So now you guys established. I say lines of credit because we don't want to do credit cards and none of the other stuff. Because once you establish the lines of credit would just be on reserve, and you will never see. Don't you know, like when you get a credit card or some other type of credit account, or a traditional collateral loan or a loan based on your company or personal receivables. As soon as they loan you that money, if they loan you that money July 15th, they about to start billing you the next month, August 15th. You see what I mean? On that particular loan. Or you got most lenders, hard cash lenders, I've seen people get billed every week. You know what I'm saying? Because they recouping their money based on your so-called receivables. I mean, but with the lines of credit, y'all can sit on those lines of credit for the entire year, you know, with no extra stress to try to figure out, oh, we got her to pay this money back. You know what I'm saying? So if you establish the lines of credit, now everybody everybody might get, now one of y'all might get 20,000. You know what I'm saying? One of y'all might get 50. I'm just saying, just in general, like, I'm talking about the most realistic. I don't like putting stuff out that is like literally, if you guys go to Navy Federal, Tower Financial Credit Union, Penn Fed, and look at your local, if you have any local like banks, and they call them banks and trusts, those particular type of banks right there outside the credit unions have a lot of different programs that you can start your account and apply for a loan right then and there. You know what I'm saying? And you'll they'll send you that promissory note, you have that money in your account within that week, you know, and then it'll just be there. And now you guys from there, y'all will be more comfortable and confident as far as pushing for the 40,000 from a different source. I mean, and guess what? Because now that you already have those lines of credit inside, because what they're going to be called is a checking line of credit. So that's like if you got $0 in your checking account and you make a transaction, you have reserve capital to cover. You see what I mean? So now you can use, now since you guys already established personal credit and credit relations with these different financial establishments, now when you go to get the bigger loan for the corporation, because all three of you guys are going to vouch and co-sign for the line of credit for the corporation. You know what I'm saying? So now you can come and leverage not only all three credit scores. Now you can leverage your collateral that's held inside your account. You're going to use your lines of credit as collateral as well to show them, like, look here, I got money on reserve. You know what I'm saying? It's funny that lenders tend to lend money when they see you have money. You see what I mean? It's like, because in their mind, oh, he could pay us back, or they can pay us back. You know, so if you guys can show accounts with a certain amount of money in it, you know, that's just in savings on reserve and stuff like that, then if you do have something like personal, like say if you had still personal, you had $10,000 in savings or $5,000 in savings, I do something like transfer the money over just to print out a statement to show that, so I can go in to get this deal right here, just leverage more money. You know what I'm saying? But you guys can easily access that $40,000 without no jumping through no hoops and all that stuff. You got three people that's on board, that's financially tied, leverage all three scores, establish relationships with the credit unions, get whatever you guys can get independently together. Then from there, y'all go in and strategize and go into, because you already have a personal relationship with the banks, with the credit unions. You're gonna go back to one of them credit unions and establish a business line of credit with the same credit union. You see what I mean? Or you could try a different one. But this is the thing. Whatever you guys do, have it systematically planned out to hit it back to back. Because what you want to do is, you might have got, let's say 7,500 from Navy Federal or 10,000 from Navy Federal. It's going to be a short time period before that even starts reflecting on your credit report, right? So what you're going to do is, I would tell everybody had to establish accounts with 3 credit union accounts, right? And press and get a checking line of credit for all 3 accounts. But that means you might come out with $30,000 off the bat. Or everybody might come out with at least $30,000, at least $25,000. $25,000 just all. But you got to do it before it hits the. If you wait until it hits the credit profile, they'll be like, oh, you already get a loan now, right? But if the same day you apply for Navy Federal, Tower, Penn Fed, you got approved. They only know about what they see on the credit report at that very time, so you don't get approved based on what they see at the time. So you can get approved simultaneously and once they give you the money, you got the money now. But all you got to do is time it right. If you guys do it like that, I guarantee, and you guys got the bare minimum score, and if you guys establish 3 credit union accounts and go for them loans at the same time, and be modest, and you can be modest on the loan amount based on your credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to get all the money from one source. So that means y'all gonna have 9 counts to leverage from all together. Guaranteed to get the money. You know what I'm saying? If you do that and you let me know in 30 days what happened, guarantee you gonna get the money. I guarantee you gonna. I don't guarantee a lot of stuff. I guarantee you get.
Appreciate that, bro.
Yep. It's all about leverage, leveraging the game and doing things at the right in time and in the right times. You know what I'm saying? Leveraging that score. And see, the beauty of it is once y'all get that business line of credit, it don't got to be huge. They might only give y'all $20,000 for the business, but that's still because that's still considered a small loan for a corporate loan. Even if you just get, I have full confidence y'all be able to get way more money than that for the corporate account because it's 3 of y'all. They love that. 3 people that we obligated to pay this money back. Oh, we good. Here you go. We just got to know how to go in and ask for the right stuff. We can't go in there and be like, oh, I want a business loan for such. I want this. Like, nah, because now they start asking questions. What you gonna do with this money? This, that. Is it? Then it's a few bad words in the ask for loans. Like they don't want to hear real estate. They don't want to hear none of that stuff. They'd rather you tell them that you wanted to travel for vacation. They don't want to be involved in your personal investment. When it boils down to you asking for a loan for a personal investment, that's when they want to be involved because now it's like, okay, you asked me to give you $40,000 off the back to do your business venture. Okay, you need to give me the outline, and I need to see the stats and the blueprints so I can see. Now it's not about how you gonna give me the money back. Now it's all about how this you need to prove to me and show me documentation proof how this corporation is gonna give me my money back because they know damn well if the shit flop, you won't be personally liable because it's a separate entity, corporation. You know what I mean? So that's why they take people through the ring trying to get these corporate loans. But we're gonna go in talking about that. Okay, you establish the lines of credit personally, and we just ask for a modest business loan to start it off because we're gonna have enough personally together already, and the business loan is gonna be extra. And by the time next year comes and the 2-year mark hit, and you guys already been paying it back on a corporate level. When you go back and get that second loan for that and that extension for that business credit, it's gonna be triple. You know what I'm saying? Now you guys can continue to establish credit off the business, and you don't never got to touch the person no more. So now you guys can start, if you needed to, you can start another LLC and use that corporation to co-sign for the new corporation because it's already established its own credit now. And relationship with the financial institution. So I would find at least like Navy Federal is not local for everybody. I would find the local credit unions, and I say local too, at least one local, because you want that's going to be like your home base where you want to purposely walk in there and pay your bills by check. You don't want to do nothing because the point of that is you putting yourself in a situation where now these people, these bankers, private bankers and branch managers, guess what? As soon as you walk in the door, this is what's gonna happen now. They're gonna be like, hey, Mr. Thornton, you can like, hi, dear, or whatever you say, you know what I'm saying? Like I do stuff like I bring in Starbucks gift cards for branch managers, donuts. Whatever I see, if I see her eating a chocolate donut and got a Starbucks caramel macchiato, I'm coming in there. Next time I come in there to deposit some money or some stuff like that with Starbucks coffee and a donut, or maybe not. I'll come in with a gift card. You know what I'm saying? And that little stuff like that goes a long way because it's all about relationships at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So of course we want to establish personal relationships with our financial institution. So now when we sit down with them, we talking regular now. You see what I mean? We sit back. So so now she can be like, we're gonna work something out. So what you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? Like that. To the point, because if you don't do that and we just walk straight up off the street, everybody gonna be uptight. Everybody gonna be like twirling their finger like, man, I hope this shit go through. All this, like, we ain't gotta do all that. We already established a relationship. They know what you did, because you already talked to them about your company when you first opened up the account. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro, you do that, I guarantee. Let me borrow $5 from you. That's all I'm saying. You know, that's all I'm saying. Just, you know, because what I'm telling you to do is the most modest approach. It's modest, but it's strategic. Because you're not asking for much, and you're not gonna be obligated to much, but you're still gonna acquire the amount of money in total that y'all looking for to do what y'all want to do. You know what I'm saying? But I got a 6 o'clock appointment at the other office. So appreciate y'all coming out. Hopefully I was of some type of service or benefit or whatever. You know, I just want to help fuel everybody's fires and stuff like that, and help, you know, share some of my personal failures and success to help eliminate or limit, you know, some of y'all's failures and to better promote success. So that's it. Anybody got any final words or whatever before we shut it down? Somebody just came in.
Thank you.
I was just gonna say thank you, Lorenzo.
Auntie G Ball.
Thanks, Hellraiser. Appreciate that, man.
All good, bro. Yep. I don't know what I got coming next. I'll keep y'all in tune though.
All right, peace, man.
I want to keep doing these here and there, you know, because this is relevant to everything. Relevant. I mean, this is relevant to everything we're doing. So thank y'all for coming out. I'll let y'all in a minute.
All right, thank you.
Peace.
Peace.